Many of you just went out and purchased the latest Medal of Honor that just came out recently. This took me back to the first time that I played Medal of Honor on the PlayStation, and when I first read about it in the Next Generation magazine. So here's a little glimpse into my first experience with Medal of Honor.
As you can see in the video, the first time I found out about this game was reading the Next Generation magazine. A friend of mine actually had the issue before the one that you see there, and they had it in the preview section. And he was really excited about it, but I really wasn't into it at the time. Of course, the game came out, and we saw the review, and it got good reviews. He picked it up. And the next day, I mean, he was just glorifying this game about how amazing it was. So maybe a few months down, I finally decided to give the game a chance. Now, keep in mind, I wasn't excited at all to play this game. You'll have to forgive some of my gameplay in this video. It's been years since I played this game. But I cannot stress it enough, the atmosphere in this game. It really feels more like you're playing a movie than a game at times. The later versions of Medal of Honor, I mean, it really feels like you're playing a game based off of these events. But this one, you actually feel like you're in the movie. The soundtrack, just on the first level alone, the sound effects, the eerie noises in the background, and I think some of the inspiration for this game was a couple of movies listed in that Next Generation magazine. I can post that in the links for you if you guys are interested in that. One thing that I really enjoyed about the game was seeing the animated deaths and pre-deaths in the game. I had not really seen them animated, at least like that, before, so it was interesting to watch. Medal of Honor is the first game, if I recall correctly, that really got me into the whole World War II first-person shooter idea. I don't think there was any other game out before that was really that popular. So I know I can definitely say for sure that this was the first World War II first-person shooter that I played, not including Wolfenstein 3D. I really love shooting the soldiers in the head. Just hearing that little tin sound effect pop off, I mean, it's so iconic for this game. One of my favorite moments in the game, there's a stage where you're undercover and you pick up these false papers and you have to sneak around pretending like you're a German soldier. It was very interesting, the interaction your character would have at times, how he would come up and the dialogue that the Germans would speak, and how you actually would have to press the shoot button to hold up your papers. It was very intense. I mean, you were nervous the whole time, especially back then, because there weren't very many games out that was like this at the time. It's kind of amazing thinking about it. This came out in 1999. For me, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it's amazing. But don't be fooled by this video. This game is not, run and gun. I mean, there's a lot of stealth involved. There's a lot of strategic moments, and it has a story to it. Now, when the Germans see you, I'm not sure exactly what they're saying, but it sounds like they're saying Americana. Now, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong there, but it really sounds like they're saying something in German, and then in their dialect or accent, instead of American, they say Americana. But anyone can correct me if I'm wrong there. Now, the Medal of Honor series has released more games that had a lot of different gameplay aspects. It got more evolved, I guess, if you want to say it. Especially the D-Day missions and the latter versions that came out. But I have to say this one is probably my favorite because I mean, you really feel like you're in this movie from the sound effects, the music that's playing in the background, the soundtrack. I mean, it really puts you in that atmosphere. The graphics were also, I mean, very impressive. This is on the PlayStation, so but still, I mean, stunning. It's pretty impressive to look at now. So I'm not sure if a lot of the newer guys would appreciate this game now, especially with the release of the new game that has came out. Uh, but definitely us old school guys. When you take a look back, you can really appreciate Medal of Honor. You guys probably already seen it earlier in the vid, but aspect of the game, the enemy AI, I really loved how they would kick or throw the grenade back at you. I'm not sure if I had seen that before in the game until I played this one. I could be wrong, but I distinctly remember that from the Medal of Honor series. So now at the time, I wasn't the biggest fan of console shooters in general. I preferred them on the PC because again, I come from the Doom, the Wolfenstein 3D, the Quake era. You know, I come from all that. So when they started putting on the console and there was no mouse and keyboard, I didn't like it at all. But for some reason, Medal of Honor, I could just get into the controls. But really, the story and the atmosphere kind of pushed it. You wanted to get into the game. Unlike everyone else, I wasn't completely sold or as into GoldenEye 64 like everyone else was. I think I'll address that in another video. But Medal of Honor actually, Medal of Honor was the game that really got me into console shooters at that time. But just taking a look back here, I definitely really appreciate the Medal of Honor, the first game that launched this whole franchise.